welcome to Traveling Young in this Friday's episode of Traveling Young. So we went to Rannis.
We did.
That was leg 2 of our summer journey.
It was.
We've already shown our first part, which was Omu, which was very cool. And then we went over. But moving on.
Yes.
Rannis.
Moving on.
You know what? We haven't discussed a Friday fact, so I'm just going to make one up right now. It's Friday. Friday fact. I am an Elvis fan, and when I was a kid, I remember spending so much time like sitting and learning how to do this with my tongue, with my upper lip, because I like Elvis. And so I like not like there was the juggling nonsense, and then there was another time.
All these hidden secrets that are just coming out.
And I just like, because it's not easy to do. You have to work on, and so, and that was something that I worked on. So Friday fact, I am do the Elvis song. And so it was only natural for us, as Tennessee people, and Elvis fans, to go to the Memphis Mansion, and that's where we started on our day in Rannis.
Yes.
And we got to have access and got to talk
access
to Henrik, who was like so passionate. And let's cut to that and show Miranda sitting inside Elvis's Continental at the Memphis Mansion.
Henrik, we are sitting in Elvis's Lincoln Continental. This is amazing. Like, we're sitting on history. Elvis has been in this car. Tell me something about this collection, because there is an amazing amount of artifacts here about Elvis.
Yeah, but Miranda, it is amazing to sit in his car, and that's probably part of the drive for me to collect all these years. I am an Elvis fan, and obviously the music kicked it all off like it should be. You know, Elvis was a singer. He also was an actor, but his acting, you know, it was okay. It was okay, but it's not something that I think he really got famous on. It was the music. So for me, it was the music. Later on, I thought it was pretty cool to own a few things that had belonged to the king of rock and
Yeah.
roll. And,
A few things.
yeah, but that's how it started. You know, you always have to start somewhere. And when I started collecting in the late 70s, I was still a teen. You know, I was 13 when Elvis died. So for me, it was never a matter of could this be a good investment or hey, I'm going to use this in a replica of Graceland that I will once. I didn't know all of that. I just collected because. But I did collect because I'm a fan.
And how many pieces are in this collection at this point?
It's a crazy collection. It's no, but you know, obviously it's bigger in Memphis, and there's a lot of big collectors out there. It's rated one of the 10 biggest collections in the world. I have 15,000 records of Elvis.
Oh my
You know,
gosh,
vinyl.
wow.
We're talking vinyl. We're not talking CDs. That's extra. That's another 8,000 CDs that I have. So it's just to, you know, I just mad about it. I just collected like some people maybe collect stamps or coins or
You
dollar
collect
bills.
Elvis.
I just collect Elvis.
You've
yeah.
got now. You have. I saw you've got the cufflinks that were given to him by Nixon.
Yeah.
You've got a phone that was actually in Graceland, which
Yeah.
is amazing. What is your favorite piece that's in this collection?
Oh, it's hard to say, Miranda.
Other
It's
than
really,
this Lincoln Continental, maybe.
Yeah, no, but what I really is most proud of is that I succeeded to make a business out of it. And that I today have 40 colleagues who is fighting as hard as I am, trying to make a great attraction out of what we have. So that's actually what I'm most proud of. And I think that I hope that if Elvis was looking down, you know, he don't owe me anything, but if he would say, okay, kiddo, that was cool, you know, for you to do something like that, I really appreciated that. You know, I don't know. I like everything in my collection, even small, tiny, miny things. It's not about the price. It's not about the volume. It's about Elvis, and that's what matters to me. So if I find something that I don't have, and I don't collect everything, so I'm not a big souvenir collector, especially not after Elvis passed. I love the stuff that was made when he was alive because I kind of think that that's a little bit funny. But there's things that I don't collect, but I collect a lot of stuff.
So some of my friends and my family members say that I was like born in the wrong time, and my dad pointed out this jacket and he was like, you would wear that, and I absolutely would wear this. I'm like such a big fan of like late 60s and early 70s fashion, so I'm obsessed with this. I would definitely wear this. I might need to steal it.
So you're into Elvis style.
I am into Elvis style.
Now, did Elvis ever come to Denmark?
No,
I didn't
sadly
think
not.
so,
No.
yeah.
He went to Germany for 1.5 years during his army time, and while he was in Germany, he did 2 trips to Paris, and
wow.
that's it. And then he went back in March 1960. He came in October 58 and left in March 60, and he never came back, which is kind of sad, you know, because I think that for him to be a soldier here and to experience Europe is one thing, but for him to come back and see how big he really was in Europe, I think it would have been something different.
And was he really popular here in Denmark?
I would say that he was, and no, somebody may correct me on this, but I actually think he was more popular here than he was in America.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I think a part of it was the mystique that he never was here, and who was he, who is he? You know, he did all these movies, he did all these great songs, and I don't know, and he's still very big. He's still, you know, Europe is still one of the biggest.
There's still a fascination with him.
Yeah, and they still buy products. They still
Yeah.
buy the CDs, even though CDs is out of, you know, it's not modern anymore. But people over here still buy it. They collect the vinyl. They like to have pictures of him and posters, and vintage stuff is really hot.
Yeah.
You know, vintage stuff with Elvis is super cool.
What is your favorite Elvis song? I
My
have to
Elvis
ask.
song, yeah, but you know what? That's like asking me which of my 2 kids I love the most. That is impossible to answer. But I would say that definitely on top of the list would be Suspicious Minds.
Ah, that's a good song.
I love that song,
Yeah.
and you know what? I have done a lot of shows. I'm not a singer myself. I do not play an
You're a
instrument.
singer at heart.
You know, yeah, probably. But I have produced a lot of shows with Elvis musicians and some of Danish acts, and every time we do a show and the Suspicious Minds comes up, people go nuts, and I love to look at the concert hall and see people standing up applauding. So that song have always meant a big deal to me.
I'll say I'm off camera here, but I'll say that it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And the Dwight Yoakam cover of
it's super cool.
is super good.
Yeah.
That kind of gave it new life, I think, later when that cover came later.
But you know what? Dwight Yoakam is super cool. No matter what he did.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, where are we at?
We are in Elvis's childhood, a replica of Elvis's childhood home in Tupelo. So
We've just transported ourselves to Mississippi now. We were in Tennessee before, now we're in Mississippi.
now we're in Mississippi.
You've never been to Mississippi, Maya.
I have never been to Mississippi.
How you like it so far? It's a little tiny.
A little small.
I've actually been to his birthplace in Tupelo,
did you?
yes. When I was at Ed and Carolyn's wedding.
This is like a summer home.
Yeah,
This
really.
was like their actual house. This
Here it is.
Well, they only had one kid, so I guess I could work out.
Yeah.
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 Well, you definitely need to check this out when you come to the mansion.
For sure. Well, is there anything special coming up? Do you have anything exciting that you're...
Yeah, I think I have something exciting. It has nothing really to do with Elvis, but it's something down the road, and it's with one of his good friends. We have decided that at April next year we will open the first Johnny Cash museum in Europe.
Oh,
So
that makes me excited because I am a Johnny Cash girl. I
Okay.
love Johnny
Who
Cash.
isn't, by the way?
Yeah.
Who isn't? So, no, but I'm a big Johnny Cash fan as well. And it is our hope that by Easter next year we will be opening the first
Yeah.
Johnny Cash museum
And they were
outside of it.
contemporaries, so it would be fun.
And they knew each other,
Yeah.
and they were a big fan of each other. They always spoke highly of each other.
Mm.
And our Memphis mansion can house another act like Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Well, you're making this Tennessee girl's heart happy.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
We're going to call it He Walked the Line.
Excellent, as you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Wonderful. Well, Henrik, thank you so much for telling us so much about this amazing collection. And thank you and your team for working so hard to bring all of this amazing memorabilia about our own Elvis Presley here to Denmark.
No, but you're so welcome, and thank you for coming by. We just had Corona, so everything have been turned down, and we need the light, we need the sun, we need the rock and roll back in our life. So thank you for coming by, and I really appreciate it, and thank you for thinking of us.
Yes, of course. So if you love Elvis, if you love rock and roll, you have to come here to the Randers Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot it.
Memphis Mansion. What she meant was Memphis Mansion.
I got so caught up, I forgot it.
No.
That's the effect Elvis has on people, right?
Elvis wouldn't be happy with what just happened.
Guys, listen, okay, this is what my brain did. My brain started to say Graceland, and then I realized that that's legally not allowed. They get in trouble if we call it Graceland. So then I was like, the Memphis Graceland, but then it's not Graceland, it's the Memphis Mansion. So my brain just stopped working there for a minute.
I mean, you can Google, there's a whole situation where they had some legal troubles because it was previously called Graceland. But Henrik was such a funny guy and such a great, nice person.
Apologize profusely.
He's like, keep that in, and it was natural, and it's what happened, it's fine. And that was such a neat experience. He was super.
so great.
I mean, when you're around people that are really passionate about stuff, he just like oozes the passion and excitement.
He had said he'd been to Graceland like 100 times
Yeah,
or
some
something
crazy
like that.
amount of times.
And you could tell how proud he was of this collection. And he should be. There's some really, if you were an Elvis fan, there's some really amazing pieces in there.
And with the new Johnny Cash stuff popping up that he talked to us about,
I'm so excited.
we're going to be back in Randers at some point to see that.
You
Because
guys
we need
are
to
full
walk the
of
line with
lies.
him, yeah.
You're full of
I can't really
lies.
do a Johnny Cash impression, but when I'm singing, I can sing really low. if I want.
But there are fun things to do
Yeah.
in Ranners.
And what did we do next?
We went to a place I'm so excited we went to the Renaissance School.
Yeah, that
So
was
exciting.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now, so I have a lot of video from there,
Yeah.
but not a ton of us talking because there's like tons of people.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to grab video
And
with
it's
us
really
talking, and it's hot, and it's
Yeah.
pretty tight, but it was such a cool experience. So, let's go take a look at what we did
Yes.
while we were at the
Renaissance School.
I'm trying to. We're okay, we have a baby carriage here that this monkey keeps trying to jump in. There's no baby in it, but he really wants to be in it.
Now he's over there.
Mad at me. He's like, why won't you let me jump in the baby carriage? We're here at the cows. I just found out like 15 minutes ago that there's even cows here. And I was like, oh my God, we need to go. So I've been trailing through this whole outside for these cows. And they're here. If you saw the zoo video, you know that cows are some of my favorite animals in the world. And so I'm so excited to be here with the cow right now.
All right, that was so much fun.
Yes.
We had such a great time.
Yeah, you guys had to drag me out. There's a part of the Rhineskull that has a small colony of flying foxes, which are really big bats, and I absolutely love them. So I just stayed in there forever, and they finally were like, come on, we gotta go.
Yeah, and Maya got to go to see the cows, which
She loves
have only
cows.
flown in the movie Twister, which
Yeah.
was at some point in the vacation we had a debate about that she didn't
Yeah.
realize that basically any flying cow seen in a movie is based on the movie Twister. But that was like really a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Also had some nice
Just
ice cream after.
Such a great place.
And I wish I'd got a video of this, but like in the gift shop, there's this really huge snake that was like hanging from the ceiling.
Oh,
that
yeah?
was like, I don't know,
That thing was like 6 feet
meters,
long. And like,
more than 6 feet long. It was
Yeah.
super long.
Yeah.
And these people that looked like they were like maybe late teens, early 20s bought it. And so it was like 4 of them holding this thing on their shoulders to go and check out. It was super funny looking. But I'm glad somebody bought the huge snake thing.
Need
That
some
was-
love.
Yeah, that was a really cool, and I would
Yeah.
highly recommend going.
Absolutely. You have to go, especially if you've got kids. I mean, it's just so cool to walk around. And the animals are just everywhere. They're out, they're not behind anything. So you're just like walking
Yeah,
amongst
the
them.
monkeys and
It's
everything,
super
and
cool.
all that right around us. Really neat. And so we actually we didn't stay in Rannis. We stayed in Aarhus because we love Aarhus. But we didn't get we don't have a video from
No.
there because we've already done a couple videos from Aarhus. We've been to Den Kamlabu a few times. So all we really did was sleep there and go to the Memphis Roadhouse barbecue place because we are fans
Or
and
Memphis.
very Memphis themed,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Part of the
day,
trip.
yeah. But we did go to the deer park, and here's a little bit of footage from there. I don't have a whole video from that, but we brought some apples. Somebody gave us some carrots
Yeah.
to feed
They
the deer. and that
really
was
like the apples.
really cool.
Yeah, so Josh went in with Maya, and then I went in with Maya, and it was just so much fun to get to feed them. They were very into eating, so they were super cute.
And I plan to go and get footage of the Infinity Bridge because when we were there at Christmas, it wasn't
Yeah.
there, and I totally forgot. We drove past it, went and saw the deer, and then I got
Didn't go back.
distracted and we left.
And we'll just have to go back
You know,
again.
we'll go back to Aarhus again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going back before the end of the summer just for a weekend since we didn't do a ton right there,
Yeah.
and I love that city.
Yeah, Aarhus is great.
But we had such a great time, and that was leg 2 of our
Yeah.
summer journey. Leg 3 is going to be Aalborg, which is where we went after that.
Another fun
That's
city.
going to be next week, and then you'll start to see this current tan of mine start to develop over the trip because we got tons of sun because the weather was so nice.
I always get so jealous because he turns this like
Yeah.
this super nice caramel brown.
I do
It's all
have a
that
nice
Italian
tan,
in
yeah. Italian, yeah. Eurocup winners.
Yeah, see?
Just saying. All right, so much fun. We had a great time in Rannis, and I mean we
I
enjoyed.
loved it. I want to
Yeah,
go back. for
Absolutely.
sure.
And there you go. That's it for this week. Maya was with us on the trip. She's not here at the moment,
Yeah.
so it's just us right now. But thank you, and we will see you soon next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And next Friday we've got a wonderful video from Aalborg.
Yes.
Until then, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.